I normally don't do this. I normally don't make a video right after a game. I needed to. Game 81 against the Pittsburgh Penguins at 6:30 p.m. on April 11th. If you've seen any of the Instagram posts from the Blackhawks, from Puck Empire, from NBC Sports Chicago, you might see a comment on it that you might see the name of this channel. Of course, the name's Brandon Wolak, part of my Instagram, obviously. Everything that's in those words is said exactly as how I felt in the moment I saw this. I'm actually just going to pull it up real quick since I have it. I'm not going to say the first part of it because that was just me being exaggerative, but as a Hawks fan, I want to congratulate the Hawks on breaking my heart worse than 2011, 2014, 2016, or 2017, because those are the ones that hurt the most. All of those playoff losses hurt less than this win. It's over. We're not getting the best odds. Columbus even got a point. Anaheim might still get a point. That could be we might get second best odds because Anaheim might get a point, but that's only if they keep tied with Vancouver at this point. I wish I could message every single person on that roster right now and just swear at them. Players don't tank. I'm sorry. I'm surprised. I don't know how you have not, it's game 81 of the season, and one of the best possible players in NHL history in the future might be on the line. I don't know how you can go through it, how you can lose an entire season. This is the 26th win on the season. The Hawks win 5-2, by the way. They go to 26, 49, and 6. Couldn't even get 50 losses right in the right way. I don't know, all the guys on that team, playing for spots. It's not very hard to play for a spot on a team that doesn't really have many players to begin with. Players don't tank. Maybe I just have a realist attitude. It's probably the wrong attitude. If I know things are going to get better in the future if we get this player in the draft, or if we get a possibility to get this generational talent, best since McDavid, best since Crosby, whoever, I'm going to do what I can to try and get him so I can play with him. Because let's be honest, next year the first line is looking like, if Athanasiou resigns, Bedard, Reichel, Athanasiou if Bedard came here. Tell me is Reichel or Athanasiou doesn't want to play with Bedard. I know it's not realistic to look at it. It's the way I would look at it, because I'm someone that thinks about the future. This is why I have success in the NHL games. I look at the future. I look at who's young, who can I put this on, who is going to make this team better in the future. It's always about the future. Now is great, but the future, you want to make the now into the future. And this is kind of just pointless rambling at this point, because y'all probably just don't care. You probably come here to, if you do come here, you probably listen to what I want to have to say about the game. I don't even know what the title is going to be. I'm trying to make it as least profanic as possible. We'll go through some of the stats. So the Hawks win 5-2. The shots are 26, 49, and 6. Shots were 40-27 Pittsburgh. Hits were 30-20 Chicago. Faceoffs 37-24 Pittsburgh. Power play, Chicago goes 0-2. Pittsburgh goes 1-5. Pittsburgh star players made me want to kill them today. People always called Crosby over here crybaby, especially when I was younger. When he was younger, crybaby Crosby. I never had that attitude. I always liked Crosby. I didn't like him better than Ovechkin, but I liked Crosby, and he might be the sole reason that him and Mrazek, he needs to go. And by go, I mean we'll trade him for Cal Peterson because we need someone that abysmal in net apparently to do anything right. Goaltending was the least of our problems this year. We're already 5 minutes in, and I haven't even gotten to the game. News coming into it. I'll do goalies. Mrazek saves 38 out of 40. Jari saves 22 out of 25. Hawks trainer Mike Gapsky is retiring after 36 years since he's been the trainer since 1987. And now 15 of the 16 teams are now in the NHL playoffs. It's now between the Islanders and Pittsburgh for that last spot. Pittsburgh obviously screwing themselves here. How you're not playing with desperation with more than they came out tonight, I don't know. In the first period, oh, that's right, Kerr was out, Mitchell was in. That's the only change. There were 11 forwards, 7 defensemen for the Hawks. I honestly am like on the verge of tears right now. On the verge of tears that I know Bedard is not coming here. Archibald has a deflection that's saved. Crosby is saved. Rust is saved. Crosby is saved. Malkin is saved. Seth Jones is saved. Those are the 6 notes I have written down for the first period. 5 of the 6 are Penguins. 14-13, Pittsburgh penalty to Kulikov for interference, which would be killed. 7:36, Chicago penalty to Mitchell for hooking, which would be killed. In the second period, 19:03, Chicago penalty to Tays for slashing, which would be killed. Letang is saved, Rakell is saved, Rakell is saved again. Crosby wide, Getzel missed an open net. Getzel to Crosby saved. Archibald short-handed saves because at 14:15, Pittsburgh takes a penalty. It's the former Blackhawk Alex Nylander for hooking, which would be killed. Bjork and Robinson are saved, and then at 11:56, Murphy breaks the dead-even score about halfway through the game. It's a blast for him. Posted in Connor Murphy with his 7th of the season from Wagner and Kaiser to make it 1-0. I'm not happy. Zaitsev takes down Crosby, bench, crowd, goes nuts, boos, ref you suck chance, and you name it, they had it. Go to the third, where everything starts to build up. Crowd was still booing as the period started, and on the power play, because at 19:20, it's a Chicago penalty to Caleb Jones for tripping, which would be killed. Heinen is stopped. I was writing so sloppily because I was just so mad. That's why I'm like looking like this at it. Mrazek was playing out of his mind. 16:04, Chicago penalty to Caleb Jones once again, his second penalty in 3 minutes for holding. This one would not be killed as Malkin, Getzel, Crosby have a scramble that's all saved. Pittsburgh's in complete desperation, and in that desperation they score at 14:32. It's a Pittsburgh tap-in power play goal. Evgeny Malkin, the 36-year-old veteran, future Hall of Famer, 27th of the season from Rakell and Petrie to make it 1-1. 9:38, Chicago responds with a rebound goal. It's Buddy Robinson, first of the season. I'm not sure if it's the first of his career. From Caleb Jones, from Caleb Jones and Bjork to make it 2-1. Athanasiou has a breakaway then, and then the rebound. It's a Chicago rebound goal at 9:12 from behind the net off Jari. It's Andreas Athanasiou with his 18th of the season from Bjork and Robinson to make it 3-1. I threw my pen at the wall. I lost it. I said so many obscenities about Athanasiou in that second, and so many about Jari, and so many about Pittsburgh that, whatever. So yeah, it's Athanasiou from behind the net, shoots it in. Crowd was just booing at this point. 4:11, Chicago penalty to Kaiser for hooking, which would be killed. Penguins pull the goalie at 3:10. There's a scramble that's cleared, but at 1:24, it's a Chicago empty net goal from Tyler Johnson, 12th of the season from Seth Jones and Dickinson to make it 4-1. Bjork hits the post on the empty netter. I forgot to put that. So yeah, Tyler Johnson scores, and then him and Crosby have some words as they kind of go into each other as Tyler Johnson goes to celebrate. 2:06, then Pittsburgh called the timeout. That was before the empty net goal. Fire Hextall chants were from about 2.5 minutes on till the end of the game. Then with 37.4 seconds left, it's a Pittsburgh rebound goal. It's Dan and Hayden, 8th of the season from Petrie and Archibald to make it 4-2. 22.4 seconds, however, as Pittsburgh pulls the goalie again at 30 seconds. It's an empty net goal from Mackenzie Entwistle, his 4th of the season from Zaitsev in England to make it 5-2. That'd be to conclude the game, and that'd conclude 150 wins for Mrazek. Congratulations. I try to keep it PG on this channel, so maybe PG 9 years old at most, whatever the heck that means. But yeah, I thought the Blackhawks pants would jinx them. Clearly didn't. I don't know what to say. I could go on for another 10 minutes ranting. It is 11 o'clock at night. Of course, I watched parts of the game and then I rewatched it at home because I was doing things, family events and stuff like that. It's not like I can always keep up live. And I was also watching the Toronto-Tampa game when I was at the gym earlier, so I got to watch that thing. That was a good game. Toronto moving my eyes to see why I should pick them against Tampa in the playoffs. But yeah, the Hawks blew it. They blew it for real this time. Columbus gave them a chance. Anaheim gave them a chance twice. They blew it. Now they're going to come home and play Philadelphia, who Columbus just lost to in overtime. If Columbus, by some form of majesty, I don't even know if this makes sense, beats Pittsburgh, because Columbus now plays Pittsburgh. If they win, the Hawks lose in regulation. Anaheim gets a point tonight. That is the one way the Hawks can still get the best odds. And best odds doesn't even mean you're getting the first overall pick. It just means you have the best odds at doing it. And I would prefer to have the best odds at doing it. And by some miracle that the Hawks win the lottery, let's say they win against Philadelphia and they finish 4th, because then they'd pass Columbus, Anaheim, San Jose. They finish 4th. Let's say they move up and select 1st. Then all of this is pointless. Then all of this, I'll be cheering out of my mind when that happens. But right now, it's pointless. So, if that comes to that, you can come back in this video and roast me, and I'm fully good with that. But this is my feelings right now. I would love for it to happen. If that happens, that'd be the best case scenario. But until then, we don't know. Until May 8th, which is 27 days from now, maybe, I don't know. We won't know. I think I'm going to call it there. I got nothing else to say. Take some days to relax now. I don't have to do the BFR tomorrow. I don't have to be devastated when I wake up in the morning and be miserable and have to do this and just ruin my day. I can enjoy my day off while all the younger grades have SATs and stuff like that. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you're a Blackhawks fan and are devastated, please comment down below. I share your pain. If you're a Penguins fan who is in pain, I understand why you'd be in pain, because that was a useless effort. Crosby didn't show up. He didn't get a point in this game. I mean, he showed up. Crosby, Getzel, Raquel, Malkin, Letang, they all showed up. Mrazek shut them down, but they just couldn't get on the short score sheet, and they weren't desperate enough. They weren't getting the chances they needed to get past Mrazek. A lot of pucks in front of the net, wasn't doing anything. The only pucks that they got in were rebounds that left them with wide open nets, with Malkin on a redirect, and then Heinen, who threw his entire body to get that puck in with 37 seconds left. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Video from the basement. I'll do a board with the last game on Thursday. I couldn't bear myself to do the board. That way we can look at the entire playoff picture. And then the real slugfest of videos begins, where I have to pump them out constantly. I want to thank you guys so much for watching once again. It's gone on long enough, 13 minutes now. And I shall see you guys in the next BFR on probably Friday against Philadelphia. Either Thursday night or Friday, where we'll discuss the end of the season and their game against Philadelphia. Hopefully in good news. Goodbye. And good night.